Yo, yo, yo. What's up, guys? Good morning, good morning. Market is about to open, or actually just opened. Um, I'll wait for a few people to come in here and then I will start the stream. Let me see something quick. I do want to see what happened in the last FOMC meeting minutes. Excuse me. Interesting. Okay, so let's start at the monthly chart as always, guys. So you can see we have stabbed down into this monthly discount range. However, we have missed the discount. If you guys look in more detail, the discount is actually right here and we missed it by just a few ticks, which leads me to believe we're probably going to end up going back there. And then of course, I want to see this monthly fair value gap get filled. That is ideal. That will be optimal for me. So I'm looking for that, and then I'm also looking for this monthly fair value gap to get filled as well. So ultimately, I think that there's probably going to be some consolidation in these areas, but I think they're going to end up stabbing the market down into these two levels. We'll see what happens with it, but that's what I'm thinking. We have a weekly fair value gap here and a monthly right here that need to fill. So I'm actually going to label this line because it's super important. That is the bottom of the monthly fair value gap. And then on the weekly chart, of course, we have this line here, which is also important. And then on the daily chart, obviously, we're having a pretty big green pump right now. Good to see. What I'm probably going to do here is maybe hedge my positions by selling some covered calls, possibly, but we'll see what we get. And then from there, we'll just decide on what will be the next best step. We do have equal highs up here, guys. But yeah, definitely what I would suggest today is not to take anything that unless it's really, really good, and wait until the FOMC meeting minutes at 2 p.m. Eastern. That's going to be the most important thing today, and that's going to drive the market. So wouldn't be surprised if we see some consolidation beforehand. Okay, stabbing down. Oh, we also have a new week opening gap here, interestingly enough. So take a look at the hourly quick. We have a lot of low resistance liquidity here, so I would not be surprised if this gets run. We have a tiny little hourly fair value gap right here as well. Let me label this. I'll label it as a standard fair value gap, actually. So I think this is probably going to be the draw today. And then potentially, if we do get a bullish move for FOMC, I want to see this fair value gap get rebalanced. But I will tell you guys, on QQQ, we have a ton of levels in this area. We have monthly levels, we have weekly levels, we have quarterly levels, we have yearly levels. So do not be surprised, guys, if we end up getting consolidation in these levels. Hey, Charlie, what's up? Good morning, brother. So definitely, guys, what I would say is size down until we get our FOMC meeting minutes, unless there's something so good you can't ignore it. We do have this low resistance liquidity here. I don't think we had any equal highs that formed in the London or Asia session, but I can double check. Yeah, nothing that I can see here. Yeah, nothing at all. Do want to look at some options premiums here to see what we can get for something like Tesla right now. But this is definitely a spot where we're kind of in no man's land right now. I've told you guys already, but this monthly low and this monthly low, these black lines in the purple boxes, this is my overall objective, and we still haven't hit discount of this range of price. So until we get this and these areas, I won't be as excited about longs. However, if we get a change in market structure here, I mean, I'm happy to go long to target at minimum these equal highs in the new week opening gap, the volume imbalance here, the low resistance liquidity. So there's lots of different targets for sure to the upside. So we'll have to be patient and see what happens. And I think FOMC meeting minutes might give us something today. It might give us kind of like that driver that brings the market up or down, but we will see. On the 5 minutes, we do have some unbalanced fair value gaps here, which we could come back and retest. But no obvious sweep of liquidity anywhere here, so I couldn't even look for a short right now. But yeah, nothing that I see that's A plus right now at all. Let's take a look at the rest of the market quick, see how everything's performing. MicroStrategy up 4%, Tesla up 2%, good to see. Nvidia up to 98 again. Okay, interesting. Okay, so you might see this 1 minute inversion here and say this is a good setup, but it's definitely not. There was no liquidity sweep to the upside here. Could this come down and sweep this low? Sure, but this is not a great setup in my view. Not at all. So there was a close below. So in theory, guys, if you wanted to short here, you could with your stop above this high, but this is not an A plus setup. This is a tiny fair value gap. There was no liquidity sweep to the upside, right? I'm always looking for a liquidity sweep paired with a fair value gap and an obvious target below us. And right now we're in a heavy discount of the whole range. Like even on the hourly, we're in pretty big discount of this range. No need to be taking shorts here in my view, especially with that LRLR above us from the London session. Just not smart. Okay, did that sweep the high? Yes, it did. So there's the high. And now we will be patient and see what we get. But again, guys, my main focus today is going to be the FOMC meeting minutes, which happen at 2 o'clock. So maybe I'll take something if I see something really good in this session, but most likely we're going to be waiting until then. But don't be surprised if we sweep all this LRLR here. Target this internal high, which is London high, and then potentially go up to this hourly fair value gap. That is definitely possible here in the morning session, but there has been no setups to get that at all. Wow, big pump there. Okay, the hourly is probably going to get hit now. If you guys want to try a scalp to take that, to go up to that high, you can. I'm not going to, but you could if you want to. Tristan, trade just smacked TP. Nice, bro. What trade did you take? Okay, there's the hourly fair value gap. There is a secondary one above us, but be very cautious, guys. Again, it's FOMC meeting minutes, and a lot of the times they will actually consolidate price during the day for FOMC, and then yeah. Oh, Evan just said Apex 90% off in the next 2 hours. If you guys need a prop firm account, there's a 90% off discount right now for Apex. What the fuck is that, bro? All right, guys. So obviously no setups here at all this morning. By the way, guys, make sure you're live because it seems like I'm either super delayed today or I'm not sure, but took that 1 minute change of structure on the 839 candle, entered 5 micro at 9333. Oh, at 933. Took off 4 at 700. Nice. This is a change of structure, Tristan. Higher highs and higher lows. Look at the 838 candle. 838. That is a manipulation into woman effigy below midnight. I mean, I wouldn't really call this a manipulation candle. But I also wouldn't call this a change in structure. This is just continuation of higher highs and higher lows. But if it works for you, bro, it works for you. I just, personally, I don't see that, but... Was there news at 7:45? Oh, at 16,933. Oh, I thought you meant like 9:33 in the morning. Okay, so a very bearish reaction from this hourly fair value gap here. Now, there is a potential inversion forming here. If we can inverse this. What the heck is going on here, bro? Bro, why did I just... Bro, that is so weird. I was trading an eval account and it randomly pulled it onto my other screen. Can you guys see my screen okay? Okay, good morning. Yo, can you guys see my screen okay now? Is it frozen? Because my computer just like lagged out. By the way, this is a pretty good inverse in my view, if this closes below. And then we can maybe target the 50% of this leg of price. It's pretty close already. Hello, hello, can you guys see my screen? Yo, yo, yo. Anybody there? Okay, you can see it? Alright, it seems to be lagging pretty hard, but... So what I'm expecting here, I mean, if this inverses, guys, I would give this a pretty high rating. We balanced an hourly fair value gap, and we're wicking here, which is like a pretty strong rejection candle. I will say, though, I would probably wait for the 2 as well. So the 2 is here, right? So you want to see the 2-minute close below. The 1 minute is down here. So you want to see both close at the same time if you're looking for a short here, which I don't think is bad. I will say, though, you have to be careful because this can be like a fake RFVG to go back up to high of day. The reason I say that is because we do have an unbalanced hourly above us, but I will also say that today is FOMC meeting minutes, so I would be more inclined to believe that they're going to consolidate us in the morning session. Normally we get chop. Top Step X keeps freezing. Yeah, bro, something just happened with my stuff too, and it like brought one of my eval accounts onto the screen. So this is the current eval that I'm working on for Top Step X. I've got it to 52.4. So I need to get this to 53,000, obviously, to get my, what's it called? To get it funded. But this account I've been doing really well on. So I actually have a 100% win rate. 100% day win rate, 60.92% trade win percentage. But look at this trend. So the best day of profit was 24%. Average win 89, average loss 68, 2.0 profit factor. So very happy with that. But again, it doesn't really matter until it's funded, right? But today I will most likely. So here's the schedule for today. Is I'm going to be trading most likely just eval in this morning session, and then I'm going to bring the stream over to the Discord for the afternoon session. And I'm going to be trading with a cash account for FOMC meeting minutes. So if you guys want, I'm actually going to post. Oh, I keep forgetting, bro. I'll post a link to the Discord if you guys do want to join for the afternoon session. You can get access to it here. I'll pin it because again, I think the best trading days are going to be tomorrow for sure. But tomorrow and Friday will be in the Discord. But yeah, I'm still going to trade the FOMC meeting minutes as well in the Discord. So you can see we're bouncing from this bullish fair value gap here. Nothing here that I would take personally. I did take a scalp on my eval account to rebalance this 1 minute gap, which you can see we did. No, Charlie, no trades for me except an eval trade that I took personally. It was nothing that I would call because it's too quick. It's not something that I would suggest you guys take. But again, I've been trading this for a long time, so I know it's going to be optimal. I'm expecting a good breakout for a high 4-hour break before FOMC minutes, then a consolidation, a big fake out, and then a dump. Could be, Andre. Could be. We are in this 4-hour fair value gap here, and we have actually no other gap. So don't be surprised, guys, if we have a difficult time breaking out of this 4-hour fair value gap. But we will see what happens here. Again, they can do anything. So I actually will show you guys the last few FOMC meeting minutes that we've had. This is kind of what we look like. So I actually take screenshots of a lot of different data, but you can see here what they do for FOMC meeting minutes. Again, it's normally at 2 o'clock. So this is like, for example, in this case, this was an FOMC meeting minutes. But oftentimes there's consolidation. So like we had a pretty decent consolidation leg here in this FOMC meeting minutes. This one we had a consolidation until the minutes at 1400, which I believe was somewhere here. Consolidation. This one was actually sizable in move, but we ended up having a reversal in the later in the session. This FOMC meeting minutes is that exact same one actually. This one was actually a sell day, and then this one, are these the same day? Yes, they are. So there can be a lot of different things that happen with FOMC minutes, so just a forewarning. But yeah, I mean, anything can happen here, guys. I'm not going to put any big emphasis on any trades here. But I will say if we do end up inversing this fair value gap, then I think that'll be a good short to the downside. Especially if we're able to sweep this internal buy side first. So like if we come up and sweep this high and then get an inverse, maybe even this fair value gap right here is an inverse. But if we ultimately inverse this, then that will be a short down to this low, and then potentially this low as well. So we will see what happens here. We're also in a macro time. Hourly candle closes in 5 minutes. So this hourly candle is going to be important to see. That will mean that we'll be inversing this hourly and this hourly, meaning that we're probably going to go up to this high and the high above it. So let me use the 2-pointer actually. Is there an SMT with ES here? No, they're both making lower highs. If one of them was making a higher high and one was making a lower high and this one inversed, I think that would be a good scalp. Stop to break even once this fair value gap hit, and then you could literally target this low and then this low. No trades yet, Kay. I did take a scalp on one of my eval accounts, but that's it. In the long run, I see they're searching for the May 2023 low or fair value gap before the COVID out of pandemic. Maybe. But at the end of the day, guys, if you're looking for ads in your long-term portfolios, now is the time to add. And you guys know in the Discord I called that I added QQQ yesterday at pretty much at low of day. So if you look back in the Discord, last long-term stock ad, I added QQQ literally at 12:14. And if you look at 12:14 yesterday, we ended up being at, if you look at QQQ, it was right here that I added for my long-term ads. And you can see that we're actually pushing nicely. So that was a good ad. Okay, so guys, still nothing that I see here. The hourly still has not closed. I want to see how this hourly candle closes. That's going to be really important. If we can inverse this bullish hourly fair value gap and this one as well, then that could signify that we're going up to these two highs, in which case we could look for a setup. But again, be super, super careful. Evan, I saw that in the Discord, bro. Thank you for posting that. I did let people know. But yeah, there is a 90% off sale if you guys are looking for Apex. Appreciate that, Evan. Okay. Okay, so that looks pretty darn bearish. The hourly has not closed yet, though, so we have to wait for that. Let's see how the hourly closes. That's going to be super important. Okay, so just under a minute left till the hourly close. I want to see if we end up closing above this this bearish fair value gap here in gray. Right, it comes from that hourly fair value gap. If we can close above it with the body of the candle, then that will signify to me a bullish model up to these two highs right here. But until that happens, guys, I'm not going to be entering any longs. Still no SMT with ES. They're both making lower highs. And no close above the hourly. So there's no way I'm going to be taking longs just yet. Wow, big pump there. Okay, let's check if ES. So ES has swept its high, NQ has not. Currently there's an SMT, but I doubt it's going to stick. It's not, so there's both of them making higher highs. Again, guys, nothing that I've seen so far that's even remotely close to A+. You can see this bullish fair value gap here reacted perfectly to bodies, and it's going up. Could I have known this is going to happen? Absolutely not. And again, they held the hourly down below the fair value gap, so there was no way for me to even consider an entry here for a long. Has anyone taken a trade today? There was this inversion here, right? You could have tried this, which didn't end up working to the upside, but not my cup of tea. I know Tristan took a trade. I said what I took on X. Okay, so if this inverses to the downside, I actually think this is pretty decent. I don't like the fact that these highs were left here. So if you're going to take this, I would suggest taking it with small size. I think it's probably worth taking it on an eval. But again, what's tough here, okay, guys, and the reason that I'm not 100% on this is because we have not had an hourly close above this fair value gap. So I don't know if we're going to end up closing this hourly and going higher here, because there's another 56 minutes until this candle closes, right? So I don't know if this is going to be bullish or not. What I do know is that this is a pretty obvious fair value gap here. We're also rejecting from the 4-hour bullish fair value gap, potentially, if this inverses. So the risk reward here is pretty decent, meaning you'd have to take the entry on a close below the fair value gap. Stop to break even would be at this low right here, or this low, whichever you prefer. You could even partial there, and then you could take final TPs at these lows right here if we do get it. I'm actually quite a fan of this trade, especially because we swept an internal high. We're within a macro time. Candle closes in less than a minute. So again, we'll have to see a body close below the fair value gap. But it looks pretty good to me. I think this is worth taking on an eval or a funded if you want. Yeah, I'm probably going to try this, guys. All right, that's the entry right there. Okay, it didn't fill me on paper, guys, but I'm in this. My stop to break even is going to be right here at this low. And then I'm going to take profits at this low if we get it. Okay, my stop is now officially at break even. Bang. And I'm going to be taking profits at this low right here. So again, my stop is at break even here. This is my entry on this candle right here. So I will get stopped out for break even if we hit this body again. For break even, it's a free trade. And again, my ultimate targets are going to be here and here, but I'm going to take most off at this low if we get it. Or close to it. So like, let's say we come down and sweep this body, this candle's wick. Then I will take a partial off there. Like if we get a straight down move here, right to this low, I mean, I am going to partial before this low hits. Just a heads up, guys. Okay, so again, my stop to break even is up here at this candle's body, right? We entered on the inverse fair value gap. Let me label it again. And I really don't want to see the market trade above this 1 minute fair value gap right here. If we trade above this, then I'm obviously going to get stopped out for break even. But again, it's a free trade, so it is what it is. So I want to see an immediate bearish reaction from this 1 minute fair value gap right here if we're going to continue down. And if you guys can handle more risk, you can move your stop right here if you want. But my model makes me stop to break even once the first internal low is hit. If this low gets swept, guys, one more time, I will be partialing here. Okay, so hopefully it doesn't come back above this high. I'd want to see this form like an OB to continue lower, but again, if this candle hits this body, I am going to get stopped for break even on the trade. Okay, so another candle sweeping that high. I'm hoping that it just wicks here. And see if we get the break even stop. Again, this is the break even stop right here. So as long as we stay below this black line, I will be fine on this trade and I will remain in the trade. All right, there's a stop out for break even, guys. So my first trade of the day was a free trade, break even stop. Now, right now, we could easily just be trading into this 1 minute to reverse, but again, I'm not interested in being part of that anymore. especially because of this hourly close. What's up, Jay? Good morning. Okay, so if this ends up being what dumps us here, so be it. Again, guys, my main focus today is going to be FOMC meeting minutes. So everything that happens before then, you have to be cautious about for sure. I mean, you have to be cautious anyways, but I don't like to hold things before FOMC meeting minutes. But if I had to say gun to my head here, because of the fact it's FOMC, consolidation is more likely, which means retracement into the mean or the 50% of this leg is more likely, meaning this currently now sits at this low right here. Is anybody still in the inverse that I took here earlier that I got stopped for break even on? Because this now looks like it's going to dump down to this low and this low. If you're in this and you're holding it, I would definitely move my stop to the body of this candle right here. The body of this candle. Because if we are bearish, we should not make a higher high here. We should literally hold this body and continue lower. And I would definitely be partialing here at this low just to book some profits on the trade if I was still in it. Again, I am not. So unfortunate we got stopped out on that. But I think this low is coming now. And then if this low gets swept, guys, I think we're going back down to these two lows and possibly this third low right here. So again, guys, if I was still in this, I would have partialed at this low, secondary partial here, and I'd leave runners to these two lows right here. So now if you're still in this, you want to see these two bearish 1 minute fair value gaps hold price as resistance to go lower and tag this low right here. Okay, so far nice wick out of here. We could easily come back up and trade into this one though, just letting you know. There's another little 1 minute gap there. But ultimately, this to me looks like the draw now. So we came up and we swept this wick by 1 tick. So hopefully that ends up being the reversal spot to bring us lower here. If this low gets swept, guys, it's very likely that this low is coming. Maybe we can take a scalp to there, but we'll see. Also, another possibility, we can come back up, sweep this high, rebalance the remainder of this 1 minute gap, and then go lower. That's definitely possible too. Okay, there's that 1 minute. This is definitely not an inverse that I would take to the upside, guys, by the way. This little 1 minute here, not A plus at all. Could it work to this internal high? Sure, but not something I'm interested in personally. Anybody going to take this 1 minute inverse to the upside? By the way, sorry if you're having an epileptic fit because of this, like, kind of like strobe thing going on here. It's just my new week opening gaps. Yeah, this is not an A plus inverse to the downside. No way. This one was great, but unfortunately we got stopped out with this wick. But if we get a big set of down close candles here, guys, maybe we can try a quick 1-to-1 scalp down to this low. I think that's a pretty decent trade. Andre Mihalcia. Where is that last name from? I like that. Font think it's going to keep dumping because DJ 30 doors have sync for that. Andre, I have no idea what you're saying. DJ 30 doors. DJ 30 don't not have sync for that FEG on the 1 minute. I tried, bro. So there's a little 1 minute OB forming here. I don't think this is A plus though, even though this high could easily get swept now. Just not good enough for me. Andre, are you from the U.S.? The name is Romanian. Oh, nice, bro. Okay, so this obviously not A plus 1 minute IFEG seems to potentially be working to the upside again. Is that fine? Yeah, I mean you can just watch it go, but that's definitely not A plus. Seems like these days they're all the bad inverse fair value gaps are working, but nothing you can do about that. Okay, so that internal high got swept right there. This one could easily get swept now, but again, this is not an A plus IFEG. No SMT on ES either. Okay, looks like they're coming for this high, but again, nothing A plus here. Uh-oh. Okay, very bearish reaction here. Let me look at the 2, 3. Yeah, to me, this looks like they're going to come down and sweep this low now. Again, this is not an excuse to take a trade. There's nothing here. But I think that if this low gets swept, we're going to come for this low very easily. But remember, guys, we are bouncing. We are bouncing from this bullish fair value gap here on the 2-minute and the 1-minute. So keep that in mind that this could just be rebalancing to go higher. Okay, big green candle there. This high is probably going to get hit now. And then they're kind of come up to rebalance this little 1-minute, if I had to guess. And there it is. This doesn't look too bad. To target the internal high, because we are bouncing from a bullish gap. But you'd have to see a close above it, right? And the 2-minute, there's actually a 2-minute here, so I wouldn't even take this. Yeah, guys, I'm not liking this PA whatsoever. Just letting you guys know. This is not something that I want to be a part of personally. You see, this 1-minute looks good, right, if we close above it. But you have to realize we have a bigger 2-minute here. And if this is the start of an intraday sell program, then it came up here just to rebalance this and sweep out stops. So, yeah, this is very, very manipulated. I don't like this price action. I think we're probably destined to go to this low at the end of the day. But again, I will not sugarcoat it here, guys. I do not know what's going to happen here. This is very difficult. You also have to think, guys, this is a new week opening gap, this whole orange box. So we're manipulating above a new week opening gap and having pretty strong resistance. So that could easily be a resistance spot to go back down to this low. There's a 1-minute inversion here to the downside. But also a bullish fair value gap to bring us higher if it's going to go higher. But again, this PA is not something I like to be a part of. It's not good. This doesn't look half bad to me, to be honest. And the reason being, guys, again, because we had a manipulation. This is like a BPR on the 2-minute. We came up, swept this high, balanced the 2, and now we're potentially getting an inversion down to this low. So maybe that would be good if this inverses to the downside. I wouldn't mind trying this with like a micro contract. Stop to break even at this low. See when this candle closes. Okay, no close below. Okay, so if this low gets swept, guys, I'm not interested anymore, right? So that low just got swept there. But this could easily end up rejecting here and going down to this low now. But because this low has been swept, guys, this could just rocket right back up. So I'm not really interested in this at all. But realistically, if you want to enter here, this is your stop, would be a 1-minute close back above the fair value gap. You could partial here, here, and here. But again, guys, not my cup of tea because this internal low already got swept. And because we're so manipulated right now, this could easily come back, sweep this high. Just not interested. If you want to enter here, guys, and keep a hard stop up here, you can. This is a better risk to reward up here, but not my cup of tea. Oh. And again, guys, I've taken one trade today. It was a break-even trade, and that's it. Nothing else looked appealing to me except for this BPR that we had earlier in the day. You guys see how this looks like kind of like a V? After sweeping an internal high, that is called a BPR, and it has a high probability of reversing to the downside. So... like, if you enter on this candle, guys, the odds of this low getting swept after a BPR are extremely high. So if you just wanted to scalp, for example, for me, I could have scalped and taken profits at this low, but I decided not to because I was holding for a bigger move. But if you are a scalper and you see a BPR like this after sweeping a high within a macro time, entering on this candle, the odds of this low hitting are extremely high. So... okay, guys, if you entered this 1 minute, that is a stop out. You can see that we closed above with the body. So again, guys, this price action is not good. You can see we're closing below fair value gaps and then above fair value gaps. Just another reason for me not to be part of this. And again, it's the session before FOMC meeting minutes. Telling you guys, this is the bad PA. This is the stuff you want to stay out of. Again, the beautiful part about inverse fair value gaps, when you see them close above and then below and then above again and then below again like this, that is a signal that price action is behaving poorly and for you to sit out of the markets. Do not risk your capital in this type of environment. Right? In theory, this really should deliver us down to this low. We're still in a BPR, but we're sweeping highs. We're making it very difficult for this low to get hit. And I don't like the fact we're closing back above bearish fair value gaps. Just not a good sign. Or, sorry, closing above inverse fair value gaps, which this was a bullish fair value gap turned bearish. when we inversed it to the downside right here. Right here, when it forms on this set of green candles, it's bullish and we should use it to go higher. But if we close below it, that is a signal that the market structure is changing and we should deliver down. So the fact that we close back above it like this is just all manipulation. I do not want to be part of this PA. Sweeping a high again. Inversing this 1 minute fair value gap to the upside potentially. But again, we have this 2 minute fair value gap here, this BPR. So this actually could just be another filling of this 2 minute BPR. So just a heads up. But again, I do not want to be part of this PA after I saw this. Does that make sense, guys? Everything I just said about inverse fair value gaps closing above and then below. I hope that makes sense. Andre. Said the fly. Said the fly that it does. Wish I could understand you, bro. It's that damn autocorrect. So that's the 2 minute fair value gap here that we're rebalancing right now. If this closes above, then we're probably going back to this high. See the fly. I still don't know what that means. Okay, this is probably going to go back up to this buy side now. 2 minute closes and... Ooh, I got a new property. 2 minute closes in just under 30 seconds, or just over 30 seconds, I mean. So we'll see what happens here. All right, so the 2 minute never closed above. Nothing good looking in this leg of price either. Excuse me. It's hard to match the chart and type. Well, you got to take your eyes off the chart for a second, Andre. Okay, so the next 2 minute candle closes at 36. So realistically, if we're going to go here and sweep this high, which is very likely, it's not going to give anyone an entry. It's just going to go. But still not an excuse to take a trade. Not A+ by any means. Do 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 do. Dun 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 dun. Do. Okay, so the 2 minute candle closes in just under 30 seconds. Let's see if we get the inversion here. If we do get the inversion here, guys, the odds of going to this buy side are pretty darn high. But the stop loss is rather large, so you have to be careful. Again, guys, I don't want to take this at high of day when we have FOMC meeting minutes, and I know that there's a very high likelihood of chop. But you guys can do whatever you want. This is technically an entry right now. But the stop is huge, and the take profit is, it's just like a terrible RR. So personally, I'm not in this, but you can do whatever you'd like, obviously. We're also trading into this bullish 3, so realistically this needs to hold, obviously, to go higher if it's going to here. Uh-oh. See why I don't like entering this type of PA? Again, this could hold, guys, right? This 2-minute fair value gap could hold and we can go up here, but this is not an A+ entry on a day like this. So we are still holding this bullish 3-minute fair value gap. And we are still holding the 2-minute IFEG. But that could change very quickly. Okay, so the 2-minute for now has saved people. But we'll see how the next 2-minute candle forms. Uh-oh. This is the final leg in the sand right here. This little 2-minute fair value gap. So bulls are praying right now that this holds. Right, this is the last fair value gap in this leg of price that formed this IFEG. So this just needs to hold for us to go higher here. But if we close below it like this low is probably coming here. Okay, guys, I'm going to scalp this. TP at this low. 1 for 1 here. This is all on eval, by the way, guys. This is not an A+ setup, but I still think it's pretty good. There's a tiny 1-minute fair value gap here, but I doubt that this holds, and I think this low is coming now. Okay, I'm going to move my stop to break even here, guys. So this is a free trade, and I'm going to take profits at this low right here. Or should we do the mean threshold of it? Okay, stopped out for break even there. So that's 2 break-even stops on the day. Oh, this looks really good, though, to the downside, this 3. So do you guys see, hold on 1 second, let me delete this. This 3-minute inversion is like another BPR to the downside. Is there a SMT with ES? No. This still looks really good to me, though. This looks like it's probably going to maybe trade back in and then reject, but there's LRLR here. There's an internal low. The 2 minute is still holding though. So I want to see this 2 minute close below here, which happens in, did it close below? Let me check here. Okay, the 2 minute closed below as well. Okay, let's see what happens in this area of price. If we reject from this new week opening gap and form another inversion to the downside, I think that'll be a good short. You can see all this low resistance liquidity that's forming here. There was a trade into that little 1 minute gap. I bought 4. Andre, you got to work on that typing, brother. Okay, so the 3 minute is still forming this beautiful BPR here. But I want to see how we react when we trade into this 3 minute inversion, if they even give it to us. Okay, maybe not. This looks like it's just going to sweep the lows now, guys. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Excuse me. So if you guys want to try an entry here and target these lows now, you can, but this is, I mean, it's not really good anymore in my opinion. We traded into this 3. So you really, if you're entering this, guys, you do not want to see us trade back above this internal high here. Well, I'm going to stay out of this personally again. I entered once. I wanted to see a clean delivery, so the fact that it stopped me out for break even here, that's enough for me not to re-enter on the same leg of price. Tops are super wicky on the 15. Oh, they are. Also, guys, we're rejecting from this 4-hour gap, right? So if this BPR breaks to the upside, then, I mean, these highs are probably coming. Andre's holding buys. Wild, bro. Nothing in price action is telling me that there's buys here right now. If this inverses back to the upside, then yes, but for now, no. This is just a retrace into a bearish 3-minute BPR to go lower. I would not suggest buys right now, but that is just me. I think the real move comes when either the high or low of April 7th is taken. April 7th. Of 2024. Okay, so if it's going to reject, I want to see it reject here at the top of this new week opening gap. And for example, if this woman inverses to the downside, I think this is a pretty good scalp. If we hold this woman at fair value gap and this closes below, stop to break even here and just let it run. Okay, I like that wick. I don't like that candle closed within the fair value gap though. So, but yeah, if you're in longs right now, guys, you do not want to see this close below here, like that. Oh, for my message, 1 minute close to the downside after touching BPR. Where this one? This looks ready to collapse here, guys. Yeah, but that's tiny. I don't like that. But it is technically working. But I think this low resistance liquidity looks ready to get swept. And if it's going to happen, it should happen here, realistically. Okay, so look at the mean threshold of this wick. It's reacting pretty bullishly there. Again, guys, nothing that I would really take here. I would have taken this 1 minute fair value gap if the body of this candle didn't close within, but this looks like it's going to sweep all this now. Oh, this 1 minute. Yeah, the reason I didn't like this now, guys, is because this 1 minute candle made it smaller. Even though it did work, this is technically an entry. It just makes it less likely because the fair value gap got smaller. But I think all this LR is going to get run now. Alright, I'm just going to chase the price for the fun of it. This is not on a real account, but let's see if it ends up hitting. I'm not in this on a real account, guys. Not in this on a real account. Let's see what happens if we chase price here. Yeah, and this was not a good break-even stop anyways, but this should come down and sweep this low. So, like, if you entered here, guys, your stop loss has to be above this. So not a great break-even stop, but we could easily come back up, trade into this 1 minute first, but I think this low is coming now. Paper Lambo, boys and girls. And should hit the low now. And almost there. And boom, there it is. All right, so that pretty much covers the morning session because, I mean, that's the move that we were looking for. Again, the 3-minute BPR, guys, take a learning lesson from that. Traded back into it, touched the top of the new week opening gap, like I said, and then I wanted to see rejection from there. And then that was the entry, but again, because this candle closed within it, it made it smaller. I didn't like it as much, but still obviously delivered. The low resistance liquidity, the internal low, and then these two are the targets next. So if we do get lucky enough to get those, that'll be nice. And yeah. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, the FOMC meeting minutes, which is what I'm going to be trading with a cash account if we get something good. If it's lackluster, it is what it is. But I will be trading that in the Discord. If you guys want to join the trading floor, whatever you want to call it, community, blah, 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 there is a link in the description. And then tomorrow and Friday, I will be trading my live accounts because they're the best days, and I will be trading those in the Discord. So we'll do live streams on Thursday, Friday in the Discord. So I wish you guys the best. Hope you were able to make something on that move of price or something within this BPR. If not, I hope you learned a lesson here with this BPR and this BPR and the new week opening gap and the IFEG. But yeah, I will see you guys in the community. Charlie, the live stream will be at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 o'clock my time. That's when FOMC meeting minutes happen. Recently, guys, they have kind of been a little bit lackluster, and I think people are really waiting for CPI, which is tomorrow. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get a small move. But yeah, I will see you guys there regardless, and I will let you know if I'll be taking a trade. And yeah, see you guys in the Discord. Peace.